Welcome to I Put It To You, the podcast where we put the questions on the table, we unpack the facts, and get real about the things that you really want to know. Today, I have the opportunity to have a nice discussion with Thomas from Neotebo Properties. Thomas, thank you so much for joining me. It's Thomas Maepa. That's Correct. Your surname.
Correct.
Thomas joked at the start and he said all Afrikaans people say it like Ma and Pa. Maepa.
That's correct, yes.
Welcome, Thomas.
Thank you so much.
Today we'll be talking all things property related, but specifically low-cost housing in South Africa.
Yes.
So get comfortable. Let's get right into it. Like I always say, the goal with this podcast is to equip the people out there, to give you more knowledge. I mean, if we share the knowledge we have, it's just beneficial for everyone out there. So, Thomas,
yes,
I put it to you.
Good.
You are an estate agent with Neotebo Properties here in Sasolburg.
That's correct.
Tell me, we were going to have a chat with Paulina as well. She's not here today, but where does the name Neotebo come from? Do you know?
Yes, thank you so much, and thanks for the opportunity that you are giving it to us, and definitely the brand Neotebo Properties.
Yeah.
The name comes from, Paulina is one person that is very family dedicated person. She's a very family loving person, and she absolutely show it even at work. You can see she's a family person.
Yeah.
Now, the name Neotebo Properties came from her two children, being Neo and the other one Tebogo. Okay. So she actually built this brand.
Joined them together.
Yeah, join them together and make it Neotebo Properties.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
It's really, really beautiful.
It is.
Thomas, how long have you been an estate agent? Even prior to Neotebo, taking your whole career, how long have you been an estate agent?
Well, I'm still a toddler, I can say that.
You're still a baby like me.
I'm still a baby, yeah. I'm still a baby, but growing very well, more especially in the hands of people like Paulina.
Yes.
You know her very well. I'm 3 years now in real estate.
Okay.
I started before she was with Rosen Company, and when she moved over to herself, she actually had a franchise. And then now she went on her own at Neotebo Properties. So all in all, I'm 3 years. 2 years with Rosen, with her, and then 1 year here in Neotebo Properties.
But continuing growing with Paulina.
Continuing growing with Paulina.
On Mother's Day, I wrote her a note and I said, she's like a mother to more than just her children. Exactly. And I mean, it's that's evident that's the truth. So, Thomas, you've been with Neotebo for 1 year now, but how has Neotebo as a whole agency grown in the last couple of years?
I must say, I'm actually quite happy with how Neotebo is growing. Yeah. And one thing I see is the teamwork. It's the teamwork and how Paulina does things. Neotebo is growing very well. We started with Sasolburg branch and Vanderbijl Park branch.
Yes.
So far, for 1 year, we have grown to Meyerton also.
That's amazing.
And we are planning very soon, we'll be launching another branch. So our intention is by 2030, at least, by 2030, we must have at least 5 branches.
That's amazing. Are we allowed to know where the possible next branch is, or is that a secret?
Can we keep it for ourselves for now?
I will have to phone Paulina and say, hey, Thomas let me into the secret, but he hasn't told me everything yet.
Yes.
Thomas, is Neotebo focused on a specific group of people, or is Neotebo an agency who assists people from having a budget from 300,000 to somebody who has a budget of 2 million? Are you specific to a group, or are you open for anything?
Well, we are actually open to anything that comes, and it depends. Remember, what is important here, what attracts our client base, it's the service, the quality of service that we give out. So that attracts also the highly upmarket people that comes to Neotebo and asks for our services. That's what helps at the moment. Yes.
Yeah.
But we do concentrate in everyone.
Everyone.
From low to upmarket.
High, yeah.
Yes. Not really too high.
It's fine.
But we will get there.
You will get there.
Yes.
I know that you guys do cater for everyone,
Yes.
because I mean we do get some of your transactions.
Correct.
And I've had one for, I think it was 230,000 or 260, up to one that sold for I think it was 1.4 million. So yeah, I can vouch for Neotebo saying that you guys do cater for everyone.
Yes, we do.
Now, today we really want to get more into the discussion of low-cost housing.
Okay.
So, Thomas, who in South Africa qualifies for low-cost housing? What is low-cost housing?
Okay. The low-cost housing, it's actually those housing, let me put it this way. It's a finance-linked individual subsidy program. It's called FLISP.
Yeah, it used to be called FLISP.
Yes, it's now rebranded to
it's first
home finance.
Yeah,
something like that. Yes, it provides it provides a group of people with a low income stream, and from 3,000 to 22,000.
Yes.
So in that range, people can get a low-cost housing subsidized by the government.
By the government.
More especially the first-time buyers. So it's very important that people, they understand it's only for those people that never owned a property before.
Yes, that's important, and because some people will watch this now and they will say, okay, but I do qualify, but then they might already have a property. Then they won't qualify. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's correct.
Yes.
So has the demand for low-cost housing in South Africa in the past 5 years, how has it been affected? Has it increased?
There is a significant increase, I must say, looking at how much people can afford. It has ground open the space for those low income earners. So the demand is actually growing very high at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how does somebody that want to go about this, to get the low-cost funding, how do they start the process? Because we can tell people about this, but we need to tell them, how do they go about it? How do they start? If I come to you and I say, Thomas, I qualify, what's the first step you as the estate agent is going to take in assisting me with getting that subsidy?
Okay. As I mentioned before, it aimed at those first-time buyers with a total gross income of 3,000 rands up to 22,000 rands. So now, the first step that we need to do, those people that they are interested in owning property for the very first time, when they come to us, the process is we start to first pre-qualify them with our bond originators and the banks, and surely after we know how much exactly they can qualify for, then we take it to the further step to get the approval from the government also, government subsidy, to say, can this person qualify a subsidy, a government subsidy, being first home finance.
Yeah.
Now, if they agree, definitely once we've done that, we got the approval. Now we have the approval from the bank, and we have approval from for first home finance.
Yeah.
Now we combine that together, then we know this person qualifies. Maybe for an example, 600,000 in total.
Yes.
Now the first home finance, they give you maybe 100,000.
Yes.
Now what's going to happen is, now we know at least we have this person here and we have this first home finance here. Now what do? We start the process of helping the client to find a property
Yeah, then you know where to look.
We know where to look,
Yeah.
because it doesn't help to start looking for a property and we don't know which range will this person fall in. So it's important first to bring all those documents. We need your pay slips, we need your bank statement, a proof of residence, and once we have all that, then we can do a pre-qualification.
Yeah.
Once we have that, then we know we can look for a property at what range.
For payslips, I want to mention, and it's something I've recently learned as well, is
Yes.
that you'll need 3 months payslips. But if you are somebody that's commission earned, you'll need 6 months.
Definitely.
Because it fluctuates.
Yes.
Your monthly income fluctuates as your commission goes.
Yes.
So that's very important for the people to know, is the ID, the proof of residence, your pay slips, all of that.
Your bank statement.
Bank statement. It's very important for you guys, together with the bond originators, to come together and to know, okay, what can we buy for?
Yes.
If you look at the first-time home buyer, and especially somebody in the low-cost housing market, what is the biggest mistake you see people make?
The biggest mistake that people make, especially on the first-time buyers, is that they tend to not to understand the process. That's number one. So what happens is that we need people to understand the process firstly, and we need them to know the requirements. What are the requirements?
Yes.
Then from there they come to us as a real estate agents, and some they do ignore the real estate agents. We play a very big role in selling a property. It doesn't matter how much it is, but people, they go and do the private sellings and do the private deals and all that, which at the end of the day it comes to be a problem, whereby you find the house can't be registered on the person, and that person has already taken the money from this one. And
I know.
you know, those are the mistakes that people do.
And that's important that you mention that.
Yes.
And I see that I actually have somebody that I'm assisting right
Yes,
now.
yes.
And it's specifically a low-cost housing. It's a property in Zamdela. So what happened is it was an RDP property that was awarded to this gentleman and his wife. But he was awarded it in 2008. In 2009, he decided to sell that property. Now, if you go, I know, right? You can't do that. You need to have an RDP for 8 years before you can decide to sell the property.
Yes.
So you can't just go about and sell it. And he did. He sold it for I think it was 15,000 at the time. The guy paid cash. But now the husband and wife, who was the original owners, is still the owners because they didn't do the correct procedure. So that's very important that you mention that estate agents does play a role, and the estate agents know who to use, what attorneys to use to assist them in doing the deal properly. So yeah, that's very important that you say first-time home buyers, especially in low-cost housing, is they don't know, and it's still like in the old days they have this gentleman's agreement, but in reality it doesn't actually work.
Correct.
I mean that's unfortunately the truth of the matter. So you mentioned earlier about the bank's involvement. So I want the people to understand that you can qualify, the banks should be involved. You can't just purchase the property simply on the subsidy from the government. So that's where the government, the banks will use then your pay slips. Am I correct?
Yes.
Together. I just need we need to emphasize that. Thomas, you deal with quite a lot of low-cost housing. Would you say purchasing a low-cost property in the market today, do you think purchasing low-cost housing is a good investment today?
Look, thank you so much for the question. Very important question. It is very important. It's actually very important, and it's also critical to understand that low-costing houses, it doesn't really mean that you are a very low person. It only means it's an affordable
Yes.
property.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So where there is economic growth and developments in the area, low costing it also works. Because remember, when we speak about low cost houses, we mean a new development.
Yes.
That's a new development that brings in all other economical activities closer. So once we have that, then that means the area, it will go a little bit higher in terms of services.
Yes.
Now, buying a low-cost home, it does not mean, because people will think maybe, no, it's for low people, it's for whatever. It is not that. It's actually saving you money.
Yeah.
Because the very same property, it's yours. Yeah. Tomorrow you can upgrade and go to the upmarket area, or you can even actually develop the same area that you bought and make it a better house.
So what I'm getting from what you are saying is, yes, low cost housing is a good investment, but obviously in the correct area. So if I tell you, Thomas, I'm purchasing a property, a low cost property, let's take Heilbron.
Yes.
There's not a lot going on there, let's be honest. I don't think so. Would you rather buy a low cost housing property? Would you invest in it in Heilbron or in Zandela?
It also depends on what is planned for that area.
But taking into consideration what's going on in the area now. If I have to tell you now, Thomas, here's 600,000 or 500,000, you need to decide, is it a good investment if you buy the property in Heilbron or in Zandela?
I will buy it in Zandela.
I thought so.
I'll bet in Zandela.
It comes back to how important is location.
Yes.
Because that will determine what good of an investment, what return on your investment will you get. Because if we go back to my thing about choosing a property in Heilbron or in Zandela, which one is going to sell quicker?
It's definitely going to be Zandela. Because location, it's also the most critical factor in low house or affordable housing. Being that it directly determines the economic viability of the project. Remember, what happened is a proper site selection, meaning area selection. Choose where you buy. It's going to ideally bring in economic hubs, and public transportations will be involved, healthcare will be involved, and all those things.
It's very important.
If there is a development, you're going to look at what is it coming with in that low-cost housing. Is there public transport? Is it accessible? It will be the healthcare facilities? Will it be the schools?
Yeah, it's very important.
You understand? Those are the factors that you need to look at when you choose a location. Hence, I'm saying to you, currently, I'll definitely choose Zandela. There is a lot of developments going on. There's quite a few things that municipalities doing, and
Sasol is here.
Exactly.
It makes a difference.
There's a new development.
Exactly. What's the current impact of the interest rates have on the low-cost housing affordability on the market? Have you seen a impact the interest rates does have?
The interest rate, it does play a critical role, because in terms of how the economy is now, the interest rate helps, because at the end of the day, people with low gross salaries can be able to afford. And also, the developers, it helps also to increase the developments, because now the developers will see that it will be viable to actually start a project developing new low-cost houses, because we are still at the very low interest rate. Now, that means building those houses is not going to be a liability to you, because They will be purchased quickly.
Yeah.
They will move very fast, and then definitely people will afford and they'll take them
They'll
to
buy.
Yes.
Do you think there is enough housing developments in South Africa to meet the demand of the low-cost housing market?
Currently in South Africa, to be honest, I don't believe we have enough. I don't believe we have enough. We're still very far. Maybe in the next 10, 20 years, we'll say we are looking better. But currently, if I looked at it properly and remember very well, we are in short.
Yeah.
We are in short of, I'm sure, more than 2 million, 2.2 million shortage of houses.
Of low cost.
Up to 3 million, you can say up to 2.2 to up to 3 million.
Which is sad.
Which is very sad.
It means there's people that doesn't have a proper home to stay in.
Absolutely.
And they might have the means to afford a little bit smaller house, but the development isn't moving as quickly as they need in South Africa. And that needs to change.
It needs to.
It needs to change.
And urgently so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thomas, tell me, how does municipalities affect the successfulness or the failure of a low-cost housing development? What impact does municipalities have on that developments?
Their role is critical in determining whether projects create substantial and integrated communities or isolates dysfunctional settlements. They are the primary, municipalities, the primary interface between national housing and local housing policies, and also delivery. Now, it's very important that people understand it, and also municipalities, it's very important that they play that role very, very seriously.
They need to be involved.
They
That's
need to
so
be
important.
very involved.
And it's our job to keep them accountable.
Exactly. Because if municipality, they are not playing that role very well, the national won't know what is happening. But municipality must do that so that when the national pass laws and policies and regulations and all that, they know exactly what is happening in that particular municipality. Yeah. So they are the primary people that they must really play their role critically.
It's so sad for me, but because the reality in South Africa right now is we have a handful of municipalities in this country that actually is succeeding. If I have to look at Midvaal, they've received a clean audit for, I think it's the last, 9 years, and they've been governing it properly, which means, again, they are assisting the low-cost housing. They have the means and the ability to provide and see that it actually happens. But the reality in our country is at this time where we are sitting, most municipalities are failing our people. And it makes me sad because I spoke to, and this prompted me to get to this conversation, is I spoke to Liesel Ras, and you know her, you've attended a lot of her stuff, and she's passionate about that as well. Every South African needs to have a property to live in, and for that to actually happen, the whole country needs to work together. And right now, right at the bottom, if we speak about national and that stuff, but right here in our municipalities locally, they are failing our people, and we need change for that to happen.
We really need to hold them accountable. It's very important because if you look at the standard of our people, the living standard of people, it's very sad sometimes. And the biggest issue I see is in municipalities, not all of them, mostly. It's administration. The administration, it's very poor. I must say that. It's very poor. And if municipality is not administering that very well, we're going to have a problem. Hence now we are sitting with a lot of people don't have a place to live. They don't have decent houses. It's because of poor administration. You understand?
Yeah.
So municipality, if they can understand how important and how we value them and how we want them to do things,
and be successful.
And
we
be
want
successful.
Them to be
we want them
successful.
there.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do without them. We want them to be there. But they must just understand that here's a national government that's giving people an opportunity to get their grants, to purchase their houses. You understand?
Yeah.
But now you go to a specific municipality, the land is there, it's not been developed.
Yes.
The land is there, is not being serviced, and it becomes problem because people want place to stay. If you look at the first-time buyers, the flock, the number of people that are coming in, and they want to buy properties, they want to buy land. Property is not only a standing house. Yeah. There's people that say, you know what, if I can just get a piece of land, I'll have my own plan. Yeah. I'll build the house for myself. Yeah. We don't have that. And you go to municipality and you want to know exactly where is the land that municipality have. Municipality doesn't have land. If they have land, it's not developed. Yeah. It's an issue that we have, but I think if municipality can come closer to real estate agencies, work together and see how we can improve our housing people or how we house our people, it will look much better.
Yeah, you touched on it a bit earlier, but how important is infrastructure like schools and transport and healthcare in the low-cost housing area? How important is that infrastructure? I mean, an area can be so big and the accessibility isn't there. So how important to you is that kind of infrastructure to the low-cost housing community?
It's very important, and it's also one of the critical things that people look at when they buy houses. Because remember, this person is a low cost and a low income earner. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So what he wants a package, a package that will say, okay, here's a development, and there's houses here or there's flats coming in. Now, on the side of this development, there is this shopping complex. And then here at the back of the complex, there will be a mini police station. Here's the school, here's the healthcare facility. That's what people want. It's a package.
I want everything
exactly, because they don't earn that much. So they want everything to be closer so that they don't go and spend more money looking for transport to drive 2 to 5 kilometers to take children to school and come back. You understand? Those are the critical things that we look at. So it's very important that we know that public transport, healthcare facilities, schools and SAPS and all that, they are very close to those areas.
Also, and the sad reality is and I'll say the sad reality because that's the reality we are living in, is these people living and earning so little, who qualifies for the low cost housing, is the people that will travel sometimes a lot further than somebody earning a lot more. And that people, they don't have the means, or they don't have somebody to say, listen, I have to drop off my kid at school. These small children need to be able to walk to school. And it's something people forget. They just like, it's low cost housing, but it's everything that you need to think of. It should be safe enough for my small 7-year-old to travel to school, because I need to take transport that's accessible to me to my job early enough. So that's very important. If you think ahead of the affordable housing market, what will it look like in 10 years' time?
I won't say actually to look good, to look better, to look what, but I doubt it will look, actually, it will be where we want it to be in the next 10 years. Here's my reasons why. Let's take an example in Sasolburg, Zambela. Okay? We don't have much of open land currently. We don't have much of that. So now, not having much of land, so that tells you there will be less of developments. Yes, there is developments now, but if you look at the next 10 years, where are you going to develop a new facilities here? You understand? So that's where the set part comes in. So in the next 10 years, and also not forgetting that people will start building those small little houses, calling them low-cost houses, and also looking at how the technology it's moving and it's improving. You understand? So you need to make sure that we improve to make sure we get proper land, we got enough land to develop for the next 10 years coming. Because if we don't do that, we're going to have a problem with space. And we're not going to be able to develop. So actually, I must say it's not doesn't show a good sign currently. It doesn't show a good sign. I'm not quite sure in the whole of the country, but currently where I am,
we can speak for the area we know.
It's not looking good for the next 10 years. We're going to struggle. It is concerning.
It's concerning because families keep on growing. People start moving out of homes. Thomas, thank you so much. Before you go, I always ask the people a few quick fire rapid questions. You shouldn't think about the answer too much and it should just be short and sweet. So low cost housing option or save up a little bit longer?
Low cost housing option.
Okay, well it's there. We should use it if it's there. Worst excuse a buyer has given you for not proceeding with a sale of a property?
I want to buy a car.
So now I don't worry about the place I need to sleep.
I want to buy a car, and my question would be, are you going to sleep in the car? Sorry.
Most overrated feature in a house that you've seen?
Kitchens.
Really? You're speaking to a lady here, Thomas. I love a kitchen. I love a kitchen. I will tell you, it's the best part of the house, the kitchen.
It is,
but let's go with that. What's harder, convincing the buyers or convincing the sellers?
Currently, it's convincing the sellers.
Okay.
Yeah. Convincing the buyers, looking at the demand now recently.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but not really difficult. But convincing a seller, when it comes to how much I want and commissions and all that, it's a bit difficult.
Okay. Well, you need to earn your commission. You work very hard.
Definitely.
Thomas, my last question is, and it's quite dear to my heart because I asked it to somebody else as well. What is your dream for every South African?
To have a proper job, proper house, proper education.
Yes.
And just living beautifully and in harmony, in peace.
Because we have a beautiful country.
We have a beautiful country. We must just make sure that we are happy.
Yeah.
Yes. If we can create jobs, we get the houses, we get infrastructure right.
Yes.
Then I will be very much happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice to hear. The one thing is for me as well. It's just the education. Have somewhere to stay. You know, it's stuff that we take for granted every single day. Thomas, I really appreciate that you came out to have this discussion about the low-cost housing with me. Before you go, please tell the listeners, what is Neotebo planning? I always see you guys. It's almost every Friday. You are busy somewhere, or a Wednesday. What's on the cards for Neotebo Properties for the year to come?
Well, thank you so much for the question. Neotebo, it's we've got big plans. We've got big dreams. We are not really looking at very big things, but we just want to see people happy, getting their houses and getting their houses registered.
Yes.
So what we are saying is that we are dedicated, we are passionate, and we love to educate communities about how to buy a property, where to start, what to do, and what not to do. That is what is very important, and that is what Neotebo it's looking at.
And that's what you guys do at all these events that you are hosting.
Absolutely.
You have been, the other day I saw you in Van der Bijl.
Yes.
You have your gazebo there, you're speaking to people, you are educating them.
Yes.
I also know, are you still doing the toy and clothing run drive, or is that finished now?
No, it's not finished. We still appeal to communities to assist us. We actually collecting those toys and clothing for our underprivileged families.
Yeah.
What we're planning to do is that in December, we're going to make those Christmas packages for all the communities. Okay. So for those that have, please support us. Yeah. We have 3 branches. We have Meyerton branch, we have Van der Bijl Park branch, we have Sasolburg branch, where you can drop off those clothes and toys. Whatever you can donate.
Yeah.
Let's love each other. Let's help each other. That's what Neotebo means.
And if you can't drop it off, Google, we'll put the number down there. Google Neotebo Properties Sasolburg. They have a really good system. You phone, you say, there's an automatic answering saying who do you want to speak? Sasolburg, Meyerton. Just pick Sasolburg and speak to Rosette. She will assist, and if you can't deliver it, they can always arrange to collect the stuff.
We do that.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
We have dedicated team that they are very much prepared to go out there and collect.
Yeah.
If you can't drop, just give us a call, and then we'll be collecting.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Well, this is us for the episode, the podcast where we put the questions on the table, we unpack the facts, and get real about the stuff that you really want to know. Today was very informative for me. Until next time, I will see you then. In the meantime, please remember to like, subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions about low-cost housing, drop the comments down below, send me an email, we will be assisting you. Until next time, bye-bye.